and in my log, I've got that. So thank you for setting this all up and getting the information out about this event. This is the monthly Globinar that we do on Africa. It gives us an opportunity to cover the entire continent and get people from around the continent to provide information that hopefully is useful for others and also make connections that are valuable. We have a number of topics to cover today. The number one topic was intended to be about the Global Chamber launch in Nigeria. Titi Abasogun has done a lot of work over the last 6 months to be put in a position to launch, I believe, 5 chapters in Nigeria. And she's got advisory board people and an event plan and a connection with Thunderbird School of Global Management, the 100 Million Learner Initiative, which she has developed a marketing brochure for and a marketing plan. And unfortunately, her father passed away. And so she's been involved in that over the last month or so. And in fact, I believe she's traveling today. She was hoping to have Nihi Sanusi to be the representative. And I did get a message from him. So he's around, but I'm not sure. Hopefully he'll be joining us in a moment. So that's one of the things we were going to talk about today. Another one was Sarer Hassan, who was going to give us an update on agriculture in Somaliland. And she's not yet here, so we'll see if she is available. We prior to recording had an update from Joe Berg from Bonamelo, Malloy, and so we'll circle back with him. If you don't mind, what I'd like to do here is maybe just simply go around the room and hear from you and what you're doing and how things are. I say with Hasnain and also Brandon here, we have, if you will, a quorum in Kenya, at least in the Mombasa area. If the two of you, maybe led by Brandon, are you available to speak? And are you able to give an update on what's going on there on the ground?
Yes, good afternoon.
Great. Thank you for joining. I don't think either you might not have been in the room earlier today or you may not have heard, but I was mentioning that I know you've met Doland uh, with the Blaine Bartlett and Dolan White, I think, right? Is his last name?
Yes, yes.
And the leadership work that you're doing there. I actually met both of them in person last week in Los Angeles. We did a, uh, a lunch at Little Tokyo for the chapter that was well attended and very inspirational. So I got to meet both of those fellows, and so I don't know if you're still doing work with them, but both of them are just extraordinary in their own leadership, and then transferring the knowledge to others, and I know you included. What's the latest in Mombasa? What's the latest in Kenya? And anything you'd like to share?
Yeah, thank you so much. Dulan and Bartlett have been a great resource. Thank you for connecting me with them. And yeah, together we are still working on a number of things. I think when he's ready, he'll be able to provide an update. But I do know that he's still in the kitchen. There are some things he's working on. Regarding Mombasa chapter, we are making headway. We are still getting things in place. We have our ED is slowly catching up and getting up to speed. Uh, with the support of other board members, you're making a number of movements and you're making considerable progress that we wish we would be able to share in a few weeks' time, especially regarding events. As Nain is here, if I see that Ni has already come on board, And as Naini is here, maybe he could just go ahead and say a few things before he could proceed. Thank you so much.
That would be great. And you reminded me that you do have a set of advisory board meetings set up. And the last one was just here recently in the last week or two. And the summary of that was one of the best summaries that I've seen of an advisory board. Uh, very right on the mark in terms of the topics to be covered and then just really expertly done. So thank you and Hasnain for the work that you're doing with the chapter there. Hasnain, did you want to share as well your role and the things you're involved with, and then your connectivity to Global Chamber? Uh, Hasnain, are you there? May not be available.
Yes,
Oh, there. Hi.
yes, I'm here. Good evening from Mombasa.
Good evening. How are you?
Can you hear me? I'm good. I'm good. We are setting up the chapter here with Brandon and Ted and the others as a team. We're still trying to recruit more advisors. So as you saw the summary, we've had 2 meetings already, and we are scheduled to have another one, I think, end of this week. So we are trying to put everything in place, uh, and we should be good to go very soon. Thank you.
Very good. Welcome. As you're looking out toward the rest of the year, what are you hoping to accomplish, the two of you, with the chapter? With Tim executive.
Brandon, if you allow me, first is to get the board in place, and then also to start events planner to make sure that we have a lot of events planned for the year. Also, we are looking at collaborating with local chapters, which I am part of, like KNCCI, which is the Kenya National Chamber of Commerce, to partner with them. So we're waiting for their events calendar to be rolled out this week or next week. And after that, we'll have a better idea of where we can plug in. There is a big exhibition coming in Nairobi in the month of May, um, attracting over 140 exhibitors from 70 countries. So we're looking at plugging into that as well. But that is in initial stages of discussions right now. Thank you.
That's great. Well, welcome. I encourage you all, if you remember, put an asterisk next to your name. We try to do our best to understand. Sometimes, like Habib's iPhone, I'm not sure which Habib that could be. So if you could be as transparent as you can be in terms of your name and your company, ideally, so that we know who's all in the room. And then we also can manage it appropriately and hopefully make sure that we get to you. If you're a non-member and not yet a member of Global Chamber, welcome, always welcome. We encourage you to learn more and to connect and find ways to come into this growing, trusted community. Before we lose her, Sarer Hassan in Somaliland is here, and she is one of the speakers that I had organized to be here. And so I'm glad that you're able to join. I'm going to add you to, whoops, I, are you, I had you here visually. Let's see what happened. There you are. Going to add you as a spotlight. And so, welcome. I think we were going to get an update from you in terms of the region. And if that works out well for you, that would be great. How are you? And what's going on? Where are you today? Are you in Hargeisa or somewhere else?
Yes. Um, Hello, everybody. How are you, Doc? Greetings from the Republic of Somaliland.
Well,
Right now, I am in Hargeisa. That's, yeah, the capital city of Somaliland. Um, and it's a pleasure to be here, to be one of the speakers. And uh, and uh, and I'm very happy to be part of the global tribe. And uh, and and we are going forward. Right now we are leading the region. So, the stability, the security, and there is a lot of going on in Somaliland.
What's going on in Somalia that we should know about? I know one of the projects you're working on has been agriculture related. Could you give us an update on that and anything else you feel we should know?
Yeah. First of all, I want to share a message, which is I prepared for this. It's a message of peace to Africa and to the world. So I want you to give me just 5 minutes just to read, um, and the Republic of Somaliland extends a message of peace to Africa and to the world. From the Horn of Africa, where culture is meet, peace connects continents and history teaches failure. We affirm our unwavering commitment to peaceful coexistence, dialogue, and cooperation among nations and people. Somaliland only has been shaped by reconciliation, community concepts, and respect for the rule of law. Our people choose stability over conflict and unity over division. This experience stands as a testament to the power of African solution to African challenge. My message to all is a partnership rooted in respect brings lasting results. The Republic of Somaliland is ready to contribute to global peace, maritime security, and climate resilience, and humanitarian cooperation. We seek engagement based on mutual benefit, international law, and dignity of all people. From our shores of Gulf of Aden to the heart of Africa, Somaliland offers its hand and in friendship. We collaborate all nations, organizations, and communities to choose dialogue for discourse, hope and offer fear and peace as our common path forward. Peace for Africa, peace for the world. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Does anybody have any questions for Sarer? Thank you for sharing. If I'd like to continue to go around the room, and another presentation is from Nigeria, and Nihi Sanusi in representing TT Abasogun. And I know Nihi, TT's got some real family struggles right now, and so I'm wondering, is there any information that you two have coordinated that you'd like to share about the Nigeria launch? Oh, Nihi, are you able to?
I've not been. Good afternoon, everyone. Can you hear me?
Yeah,
can you hear me?
We can. Thank you.
Okay. I've not been on the call for some time, so I wouldn't be sure. I'm not sure what TT has told the group.
Okay.
But what I can say is that we were scheduled to launch late last year, but obviously because of family issues on both sides, mine and TT's, we've not been able to come around to that. And hopefully in the next few weeks, we'll get more updates on that. But what I can say is that in the course of last year, we incorporated the Nigeria Global Chamber name, or rather the franchise, under a local company. So Global Chamber in Nigeria is fully incorporated for legal and other purposes. And of course, in doing that, we are now able to do quite a number of things that ordinarily we couldn't do in the past. But it's thanks to TT's practical sleeplessness, if I may put it that way, very strong leader, I should say. We have quite a number of things going on in the Nigeria chapter. We have a very robust advisory board membership now, quite some very good proactive people on our team. for board members, and it's going to show. This is going to show as we begin to develop our programs and our projects in the coming months and years. But for now, on the Global Chamber landing page, we have quite a lot that have been that will position us as a partner to work with in Nigeria and potentially in a few other parts of the continent. For those of us who are able to access computers the Global Chamber platform at the moment, please, I urge you to go to the Nigeria page. You'll see a few things, including strategic priorities, 10 strategic priorities. I can name a few of them because I'm looking at them right now. We are interested in aligning the Global Chamber itself and its objectives with Nigeria's national development objectives. So we are in tandem with what the government of Nigeria is also planning, also from the Global Chamber platform, so that we're in sync with what's going on at the moment. I should point out that just, I think, a few days ago, Nigeria was delisted from the list by the European Union. Nigeria was removed from the list of high-risk jurisdictions on anti-money laundering and countering the financing of terrorism. So this also, there are things going on outside the Global Chamber's scene that are also driving potential opportunities in Nigeria. A few days ago as well, the Nigerian government released the information that Nigeria's external reserves has reached an 8-year high of about 45 billion US dollars. From a Nigerian and African perspective, that's quite good news coming from Nigeria. And of course, as I said, this ties up with some of the things we're applying on the Global Chamber level. Of course, Doug, thanks to Doug as well, Global Chamber Nigeria is going to be heavily is entering into collaboration with Thunderbird School of Business, and that is also going to be speaking in the next few months. We have quite an array of things to come up, but for want of time, for the sake of time, I would like to keep it there and round up with the fact that we are poised to support investors and others who are looking forward to doing business in Nigeria. We have at least one or two Global Chamber metros also that have reached out to us the past few months, and we are having a solid engagement with them and looking to how we can bring this to bear and make it a very practical thing. Once again, I urge you to go to the Global Chamber Nigeria landing page to give you some more information about where we are headed and how you can also partner with us. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. You're in the Global Chamber monthly meetup across Africa, and we've heard from Kenya, and we've heard from Somalia, and we've heard now from Nigeria. And so I'd like to open the floor for any questions that you have. I also would like to framework that if you're a member, I think, although I'm Antoinette Donji, there is a member, Antoinette, who just joined, and I may be, I may not be, I'm not sure if you're a member or not. So you'll have to explain more about your situation. So I'd like to know more. But we have you marked as a member, and hopefully that's the case. And either way, we welcome you. Honore Donji is also here, and he's definitely a member. So I don't know whether you two are related or in the same business, or if you could explain that a little bit, that would be great. And certainly people like Peter and Rama are longtime members. Stephanie Thisi, and hopefully I pronounced your name correctly, is a member through Went Partners in South Africa. We did talk earlier about South Africa and Bonamelo. And so, Stephanie, thank you for joining as well. Habib, you mentioned about being in Morocco, but I'm not sure which Habib you are. So I'm sorry. If you could put ideally your name and ideally introduce yourself, that would be great as well. Peter has raised his hand. Peter's, where are you today? And Could you share a little bit about the recovery group and anything that you're seeing in the market that we should know about?
Yes. Hello, Doug. Good morning, good afternoon to all our friends in Africa. So, my name is Peter Grabick. I'm actually at my home office today in Northern Virginia. Office out of my firm is in the Washington, D.C. metro area. And my organization, Global Recovery Group, works in trade and project finance. So we work on the front end of deals, primarily doing due diligence, and on the back end of deals, doing investigations, recovery, and due diligence services when assets run into distress. We work in 127 countries, and I'm fortunate enough to have Africa in my portfolio. I'm fortunate enough to visit Africa relatively frequently. I will actually be in Kenya in June, so I know that I'll be in Nairobi, but I definitely want to connect with some of our global chamber friends in Kenya and hopefully be able to meet with them during my visit. Again, we work in the trade and project finance space, development finance space. So very broadly, that is the space that I work within, and we're always looking to kind of increase our connectivity across the region. Sarur, I'll be happy to connect with you. I don't think that we have anyone that we've worked with in Somalia or Somaliland specifically, so we should probably connect offline. In any case, I'm not going to take up too much of anyone else's time, but it's a pleasure to see everyone, and looking forward to connecting with everyone here soon.
Are you going to the Baltimore Washington lunch on Friday?
I am, yes. So I had some other things, but I was able to move them around.
Fantastic. That's great.
Looking forward to it. It'll be good to see Cesar.
Oh, and Cesar, I think he's actually in the room here. Cesar, are you going to be there on Friday and somewhere outside in Virginia, I believe, outside of DC? Is that you?
Yeah, I think it's going to be a short. I usually take the metro when I go into DC, but I think it's a short drive from when I looked at my schedule. So yeah, he's somewhere nearby, or he's going to be.
Sounds good.
Hi, Doug, and hi, Peter. Yes, I'm gonna be there on Friday. Looking forward to meeting you in person, Peter.
Likewise.
Super. These are meetings that are typically 55 minutes or less. That's our goal. And so I'd like to now, because we have heard on Nigeria, let me just check the schedule here. So we had Titi and Nihi for Nigeria, Sarer from Somalia and Somaliland, and Kasum was going to be here. So we'll keep an eye out for him, and Bonamello on South Africa. I'm sorry? So I'd like to now open up the floor for any first members, any members that either have needs that you have or updates of things that you'd like to share, or anything that would be of interest to you and to us. Honore, would you like to go next?
Yes, Doc.
Welcome. How are you?
Welcome. I'm good, and you?
Very good. Welcome.
I'm Honore. I'm originally from Cameroon, but I'm based here out of the US. I recently joined the organization, which I find it very, very great, and I encourage everybody to join. That's why I invited somebody. I invited Antoinette to come and join and listen. And if it's something which is of interest to her, she should also join. She's based also in Cameroon. So what I do, I'm a US international tax consultant. So I mostly help individuals of US businesses who are expanding overseas with any of their tax needs. I help them structure their deal. I help them optimize their tax position. I help them choose the right entity to go cross-border. And I do the same for foreign investors who are moving into the US, or foreign individuals who are coming into the US, like to buy real estate, to enter into trade deals with US company. I assist them with the choice of entity, explain them the US tax system and how to avoid maybe paying too much taxes in the US or taking advantage of a tax treaty between the US and the foreign country. So far, I've been part of this organization. I've really enjoyed it. I've made some great connection, and I would like to continue to be engaged in the organization, in the chambers.
And where are you based?
Charlotte, North Carolina.
Yeah, very good. Well, welcome. Does anybody have any questions for Honore or any of the speakers so far?
Yes. Yeah. I will. Before I will add something. I have a request. To the global number. So, do you hear me?
We can. Well,
Please. Okay. Yes. Recently, I've been working beside of the agriculture project. Um, I've been working with the breed mutation, and like all the birds around the world, like they came to Somaliland, like they, so if you, I feel like, like I want to work with environmental experts, like they came twice and once a year, like the Somaliland hosts 2 million birds who came around the world. Like they gather here, you know. So and I want to work with environmental agencies. So could you able like a global number, and if there anything or any project I will welcome to cooperate.
welcome. That sounds great. Cameroon has such a developed agriculture community as well, and so that's probably something that are you already connected into Cameroon? Do you already know Dr. Lydell Kelly, for instance, of Global Chamber in Cameroon?
No, not yet. That's
Cameroon.
why. Oh, you talk. Not yet, Doc. I would like you to put me in contact. I tried to look for it online. I could not really see anybody in Cameroon. So even here in my hometown in Charlotte, it seems like it is dormant. The chambers in Charlotte is very dormant.
Yeah. So yeah, we have folks like Dr. Kelly in Cameroon, who's our executive director, and then you should also know Alpha Mula. Cesar, are you traveling, or do you have access where you can get Honore connected to Alpha and to Dr. Kelly?
Um,
Sorry, Cesar, are you there? Are you
yeah,
traveling?
yeah.
No, she's asking Cesar. It seems like, anyway, I will reach out to Cesar offline for the
Okay.
introduction. Even for the one in Charlotte, I will reach out to him offline.
Yes, I can definitely do the connection. Sorry, I'm having problem with the airport, so I need to disconnect them every time. But yeah, no, I'm not traveling until late Thursday, so I can make those two connections. Thanks.
Okay.
Very good. Thanks, Cesar. So Cesar's headed into the U.S. for a couple meetings. I think there's a Miami, or is that next week? Maybe Miami, but the DC one is this week. And I see with Stephanie at Went Partners, I think Doug Went is going to be at that Washington DC one on Friday as well. So thank you, Honore. Anything else that you'd like to share?
Nothing for now.
Okay. Yeah, there's a number of members that we have in North Carolina, and so there's no events right there now, but there's a number of people that we should be connecting you to. So we'll work on that as well.
Okay, sounds good.
Thank you. Does anybody else have anything? I see a number of people. Christopher, of course, thank you for jumping in from New York, and we've heard from Peter and Rama. I see Annette Stevenson has joined as well. Welcome, member. And any of you have any comments that you'd like to make or anything you'd like to share? And similarly, with some of the non-members are here, is there any questions that you have or anything you'd like to share to introduce yourself so we can learn more? Feel free to raise your hand or unmute yourself.
I'd be very, very glad to introduce myself. I'm Christopher Phillips, and I'm in New York, and my company is called Beautiful American English. And I've been looking forward to this call because Africa is the place where I would most like to expand my business, which is executive coaching in English language, not just speaking and writing. I was an editor at the New York Times for 23 years, so I do a lot of writing work, but also accent and delivery. And two things that are strange, if you want to say, about my practice is I am a specialist in French speakers, and I'm also a specialist in English speakers. Most of my clients speak good English, but they have accent issues and they have delivery issues, which makes them hard to understand. So I work with a lot of speakers of African languages. Lots of my clients are at the United Nations here in New York, and also with a lot of speakers of the Indian languages. Um, in African languages, I specialize in Swahili and also West African languages. And again, even if you speak English, that doesn't mean that you can be understood. And that doesn't mean that your delivery is such that you are effective and that people really get your message. One of the things that I find is the most common problem for my clients, which is easily fixed, is that they speak too fast. And particularly if you have a foreign accent, people have to tune their ear into you. And if you're speaking too fast, it just goes by and nobody knows what you're talking about. Also, syllables in English is chopped up into rather crisp syllables in a way that most in Indian languages aren't, and that most African languages aren't. So that is easily taught, but it needs to be taught. So I would be very happy to speak to anyone who wants more ease and confidence in English. I offer everyone a free consultation. My information is in the chat. And the last thing that I want to say is that I would love to find a company whose employees need to improve their English delivery because I love to work with companies and working out corporate rates. So take a look for me in the chat, and I would love to hear from you. Again, my name is Christopher Phillips, and my company is called Beautiful American English. Thank you.
Speaking fast is a common problem with many people. Are there tips that you would give to people to make sure that we're speaking at the right pace at all times?
Yes, I would say slow down by 30%. And the other, which is a habit. And I'll tell you a big secret. You know how long it takes to break any speaking habit? It takes 1 week, but you have to think about it all the time. One easy thing is if you have a ring on your right hand, put it on your left hand. Put a rubber band around your wrist, something strange that will think, what is this strange thing? Oh, I have to speak slower. This is something that takes some discipline, but it can be done. But you have to do it every single sentence for 1 week, and it will be natural to you. 30% slower. If you hear how I speak, my English is pretty good. I speak much slower than a lot of the people that I've heard on this call, and I speak much slower than most of my Indian clients, and I'm understandable. So that's a key tip, I would say.
It's so much more important here. I remember when I used to have some confidence in my Japanese and I lived in
Mhm.
Tokyo and I went to northern Japan in Akita Prefecture. There were two things that changed. Number one was the Akita Ben, the dialect and the
Mhm.
words changed. So that was problematic for me. and they spoke very quickly.
Yes.
And the combination of speed and a little bit of a dialect difference makes so big of a change. And so, especially here within Global Chamber, I say
Yeah.
it's very particularly important considering almost everybody is from somewhere else. They have multiple angles. This morning, I was onboarding a new member. He's originally from Cape Town, and I could hear the South Africa in his voice, but he lives in Bahrain and he had been educated in Vietnam and in something in the US, and there was some London element. So there was all this different mix, but the South African piece came through. But he also had a very slow pace, a very, I think, mindful. It's really mindful, right? You're thinking about
Yeah.
the other person hearing you and understanding you. How much of that plays into how we should think when we're speaking?
A lot. And I think for one thing, it just makes sense that if you're speaking a foreign language, you can speak slower and you can think. It's easier to think. I mean, there have been several people on this call that I have on this in this meeting that I have not understood a word that they said. And if I can't understand them, other people can't either. And yes, you have to speak slowly. And also in English, you have to remember is a German language. And so anyone who knows German or has heard a lot of German, that's a very syllables are lined up very, very crisply. And if they're not, no one can understand you. This is a big problem. But if you just slow down, you will. That is half the battle there.
Fantastic. I appreciate that. And does anybody have any comments? Does anybody here have you worked on your speaking, either the the words and the clarity of what you say in English or another language, or have you thought about the speed at which you've spoken? And are there any tips that anyone else can share? Any thoughts? I hear crickets.
I'm all ears. Oh, and one more thing about my sessions is my one rule is that it has got to be fun. It is always fun because if it isn't fun, it's no fun. And who wants to do something that's not fun? So it's always fun working with me.
Hi, Annette. How are you? Is this
Hi.
something that resonates with you, or is there something else you'd like to share?
Oh no, it does resonate with me. My mother was from Thailand, so we grew up bilingual and the words backward, cloth wash, washcloth, thinking of that and then being in the military, but even talking fast to what Christopher was talking about is that I've had to train myself to make sure I'm breathing, pausing,
Mm.
and really looking at the person to kind of gauge whether or not they understand what I'm saying. Because sometimes there's a blank stare or nervous nods, right? Yeah, 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 yeah. But I'm like, do you understand? It can feel awkward, but the need to pause and check for understanding is really important, right? No, nobody wants to look foolish. I know I don't, right? But if it's sincere, respectful, that maybe we can find another way to communicate because it's important to me that I hear you, I understand you, and that you understand and hear me, right? Especially in business, right? Because one thing can really mess you up. I'm fed up or fed down, anything can mess you up, right? Because of acronyms, of slang, right? We talk a lot of slang, and I'm aware of that when I talk to my friends from Kenya, right? And they're like, you get this blank stare, and it's like,
Mm.
oh, okay, high living high off the hog, what does that mean? Just things like that that you don't realize that we talk in slang in comparison. So checking for understanding, being humble and respectful for that. So thanks.
That is absolutely great. I'm going to use that idea. This is absolutely wonderful. And talk about this sort of checking in to be sure that someone's with you. When you speak too fast, it's like water coming out of a hose right at you. And if you think of water coming out of a hose, can you identify all of the different drops in that water? No, it is just this. And that's what happens when you speak too fast. People just get this wave coming at them. And as you said, people can't really connect with what you're saying and they don't understand it. That was beautifully said. Thank you.
Annette, is there anything business-wise that you'd like to share?
No, I guess generally speaking, I'm not sure the community knows that we lost our founder, CEO, Keith King, Vietnam veteran. He passed away on New Year's Day. So we just came back from Detroit for his funeral memorial service. But we're transitioning to new leadership, but the board, everything's intact, and so we'll be moving forward. But again, I did share at our last board meeting, Doug, the tremendous value that we've received already in this short time from being members of the Global Chamber. Cesar, the staff's been wonderful, the connections we've made, and looking to grow even more, especially in Africa. I know I'm getting ready for my trip to go to Kenya the end of May. So excited about being able to connect with some folks there. But thank you, Doug, for the organization. It's awesome.
That's fantastic. Thank you. Really appreciate it. Who else has anything? We have about 5 minutes left.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hello.
Hi, Doug.
Hey,
Hello.
Rama, how are you? Good to see you. Are you in Chennai today?
Yeah, very much in Chennai. I thought, I'll take the last slot to speak, because I have to address the entire Africa continent in one shot.
Hey, you're looking to grow in Africa.
Oh, yeah. So basically, I'm Ram Prasad. I've come from Chennai. I am from India. So just to put it, very clearly, I'm into international trading. I deal in construction material, engineering products. And I also trade in some health-related products, especially for the hospitals, where there's, adult diapers, baby wipes, bath wipes, and all those kind of things. So let me tell you what exactly I'm looking for. So I have a system where I'm able to generate a lot of inquiries for a lot of products from different African countries. So what we are looking for is a person who's really has got the fire in his belly to grow his business, who could be our local partner or local licensing agent, where when we have a inquiry, we respond to the client, we negotiate with the client, and we want them to represent us as the local business partner. And we can share the spoils at whatever percentage that we can discuss. So this is a very straight business opportunity that I am looking for. And in fact, it is my business resolution for 2026 to develop a lot of business from Africa, because, India and Africa have great relationships in terms of culture, in terms of business. It's long due coming. So this is an opportunity. I put my contact details on the chat box. So if anybody is really interested, or if you know anybody who could be interested in this kind of an opportunity, I would definitely like to connect and talk to them. So you don't have to do the running about to get business there. You just need to be there saying, yes, we represent Mr. Ramprasad, and these are the things that we can do. So this is what I have to offer in terms of business opportunity to my African friends, and really looking forward to, discussing a lot of these opportunities with all of you. So that is the reason why I've been waiting to meet, waiting for this particular meeting. And normally I go first and talk, so this time I wanted to make sure that, all the members are there in the room so that I can address them at one shot. So that's about it. And thank you very much.
One person here, I presume you've already met Nihi Sanusi, but if you haven't, you should for two reasons. One is his connectivity across the continent, and then his
Okay.
legal expertise as well. And so,
Okay.
very, very important person probably for you. So we'll get you connected. I see Kirimi uh, I, has raised a hand. Kirimi, are you there? Please go ahead. Are you a member of Global Chamber? Oh, you're on mute.
Okay. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Chair of the meeting.
Welcome.
Uh, uh,
I like your
uh, uh,
suit.
uh,
I like the color.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. I'm Krimi Reja Duranira. I'm an economist. I work with the PPP Directorate, that is Public-Private Partnership Directorate in the National Treasury in Kenya. That is the Ministry of Finance. I'm a new member in Global Chamber.
Well,
This is my second meeting and the first day to introduce myself. And I'm very humbled to be part of Global Chamber to contribute to the international business. And basically, what I do is in uh, origination and structuring. We structure infrastructure projects to attract private investors. PPP is basically a long-term contract between public and private party, whereby we give an opportunity to the private sector to invest into long-term projects. We basically structure projects from 0 to 30 years. One of example of the project that we have structured is Expressway, Nairobi Expressway, a project that is connecting the Jomo Kenyatta Airport with the restaurants. The recent project that we have been able to structure a big mega project is the Mau Summit project, which is basically like 1.5 million USD, which we have been able to achieve commercial growth. And we have a number of projects in energy. Recently, we have been able to close a project for transmission line, which we have investor from Africa 50, which is a subsidiary of Africa Development Bank. And currently, we have a number of projects in pipeline, ranging from water, social sector, health sector, like male cancer center. We have project like water. We are structuring Jorokubo project in Mombasa. It's a big project. We have another project like social project that is Naivasha Says Water. We have housing project, like we have already done Kenyan Defense Forces, that almost 4,000 units. We have a number of projects. I think because of time, I will be sharing some of the infrastructure projects that we are taking to market. Those who are interested in PPP projects, I'm here, especially in Kenyan market. I'm here to provide the guidance on how we initiate the procurement process. Basically, we have two procurement process. One is competitive process. Another one is privately initiated process. So I think in the subsequent meetings, I'm gonna get some opportunity to explain our processes, and those who are interested with infrastructure project, long-term investment in Kenya, they can come in and bid for the project. Thank you.
thank you very much. Appreciate it. And
Yeah.
certainly, have you already met Brendan Matuki?
I appreciate the person who brought me in this platform is Brian. I appreciate him for connecting me to the global chambers.
Wonderful. Welcome.
Yeah. Okay.
Brendan, thank you for that. Does anybody else have anything as we wrap up? We're just wrapping up in a couple minutes. Any final words? Hi, Stephanie.
Hi. Hi, I just wanted to say thank you very much, Doug, for putting this together and the whole team. I'm Stephanie. I'm from WEM Partners. We're based out of New York, but I'm currently in South Africa. And WEM Partners is truly a global company, and it's so fitting for us to be, a member of the Global Chamber. Being that Global Chamber is truly global as well. It's not just global with North America; it's global with the whole world. So it's very exciting to actually be participating in a meeting like this. I've listened to a lot of good words from everyone, and I'm very proud to say that as WEM Partners, as a company, we really are very interested in South Africa and Africa as a whole. With our CEO, who is also named Doug with the same spelling, actually visiting South Africa last year and increasing our team members in South Africa by over 80% within the last year. I think Christopher did mention things about accents and language, and that's always a struggle when you're hiring globally. Um, but it is a service, the accent training or the language training, just to ensure that your team members and people you work with are easily understood by everyone you're working with. And I think definitely language and accents is a barrier globally. But with services like what Christopher is providing, I think it will bridge that gap more. And also, listening to everyone speak has just been really exciting. I think I wrote down Mr. Rama Prasad, and his interest in expanding in Africa and looking for business partners to work with is always very exciting for me, because I'm a champion of the African market and the African people. And I really believe in the talent and the opportunities that exist within the continent. So seeing everyone very interested as well, it's quite exciting for me. Thank you, Doc, for putting this together once more.
Our pleasure. Are you in Cape Town?
No, I'm currently in Johannesburg.
Okay, very good. So at the beginning, Bonamello is in Joburg as well, and he gave an update on that. And we do have several chapters in South Africa, so we'll definitely make sure that you're connected. Thank you for joining today. It means a lot.
Thank you, Doug.
That brings us to the end of the program. We had our global team meets twice a month on first and third Tuesdays, 5 a.m. here on the West Coast of the US, so it's early. And I left them with three things to think about. Two of them were the three things they need to do as they lead their chapter. There were four things that are strategic initiatives within Global Chamber. One of those, by the way, is a connecting platform, a global connecting platform, other than these kinds of meetings, an actual way for members to get together. And Cesar Trabanco is working on that. But the final word, or final number I left them with is 55, which is we do 1 hour Globinars, and I've encouraged all of them to do them in 55 minutes, and I've already broken the rule. We're at 56 minutes. So sorry about that. Just give you enough time to move on to the next conversation. Thank you for joining today. Christopher, thank you for your tips, and thank you for all of you for caring enough about the region, caring enough about business to join and connect. I encourage all of you to connect up with each other. We'll leave the room open for another minute or so. So if there's anybody that you'd like to meet up, reach out to them. And if you do have a challenge finding someone, I remember Christopher mentioned these things in the meeting, but I don't know how to get a hold of him. You reach out to info@globalchamber.org or Doug@globalchamber.org or Cesar@globalchamber.org or JEM@globalchamber.org, and all of us can help. Thanks, everybody. Have a great rest of your day.
Thank you, Doug. Bye, everybody.
Bye. Bye-bye. Thank you.
Thank you all.
Bye.
Thanks, Chris.
Thank you, Doug. Thank you so much. Thank you, everybody. Bye-bye.
Thank you, Rama. Thank you, Honore. Appreciate it.
Thank you, Doc.
Yeah, thank you, Doug. I sent a message. I've connected with Rama.
Good.
Good to you. Nice to connect
Yeah,
again.
Mr. Niu Sanusi, I have already sent you a message on LinkedIn.
All right, thank you very much. I'll respond.
Yeah, as Doug said, we're actually connected, so we need Doug to remind us that we both are connected, actually. That's pretty awesome. I don't know how you remember these things.
Whatever it takes. No one can forget Nihi. He's one of a kind and definitely somebody you should know. Everybody should.
Oh, yeah. I've already messaged him. Thank you so much, Doug. I appreciate it.
My pleasure.
All right, thank you.
I'm going to end.
And we will chat separately, Mr. Sanusi.
No problem. I look forward to it.
Yeah, looking forward to it. Okay, bye. Bye-bye.